Well, and ain't this that time of the week when we are back at the mega base and we have a very big thing to do now, which will define how this base will start to look like in hopefully not that short of a while. And I mean that we need to start mapping out where our structures will go. I have to I have to admit, I spent some time playing off camera, just preparing for this episode, and I did some improvements, I did some building, and yeah, this backside is also finished. Oh, we have fog. No matter, there is stuff to do and we are in a hurry, so we need to start mapping out where our structures will go. And that will define where the pathways and stairways will either go. And this area here is quite a big one. And I want to start with a portal room. Or portal house. For that matter. And this will be a perfect spot for it. But that means this Viking grave has to kinda go. It will be in the way. Sorry, previous Vikings, but I have to do it. It's in the way. So quickly, I'm just gonna go and remove all these stones from here. And we have our canvas ready for the build. And for this one, I will not be too unique. And I'm thinking that the best shape for this will be circular or oval shaped, because we already kind of have an edge here. And I don't think we're gonna make it on the edge, maybe on this one. And that's what's really good with this kind of how I approach terraining and building the base. We can always smooth the terrain. Haha. So yeah, no more waste of time and blabbing about. Let's see how big of the build we could do. Let's start with circumference of 7 meters. This looks maybe on a smaller end, but still probably good. Well, 7 might not be oval enough. Well, it's definitely oval, it's not circular. Let's try adding one more. It doesn't align properly, does it? I think this hole has to go 2 meters, 1 meter. Yeah, 1 meter here probably. Redo. Well, that's circular, that's oval. And yeah, for what I have in my mind, we definitely need to go with a bigger one. Well, and that's the core of the build, the map. Let's call it the structure, how I envision it. I might tear this hole down just to move these beams by 1 on the intersections. We'll see, because I'll need to put in the doors somehow. And this might just be a better way to build it. But if you just imagine we're coming in, we have the portals all around us, and a couple big ones that you can transport ores in the middle. And that's my portal hub, or portal house. Oh, and I will need to finish this probably first because our portal room in there is not really working. I need a better system than that. Anyway, I think the door would be coming in somewhere from here. So if we would map out some kind of a path. Towards somewhere here. Yeah, and then we have some kind of a build here. Let's talk about this later. Now, the second order of business is this huge oak. This whole huge oak that we have here. We're not deleting it. We're leaving it as is. And we're making this somewhat of a garden. So let's say 2 meters. Or we should go towards the edge. Yeah, I'm thinking here we go towards the edge. Let's just paint out something with our handsies. Yes. It's not much if you don't use your imagination. Well, we definitely don't need you. But if I do this, we'll have a quite nice garden slash park area. Of course, we will need to put down some fencing and some pathways around it. But it's gonna quickly come up to life. Now here. I was really wondering what should happen here, and I'm not yet quite sure. But I do think we should have some kind of tavern here. And maybe if we want to have the pathway going up here. I haven't yet come up with any kind of design, so just kind of freehand this. Earmark some kind of a structure. Well, yeah. Let's say this is some kind of a tavern structure. Here we might have some outside seating areas or a pub. And here would be a pathway or a street towards the pier and back out here. Yeah, let's put some corners in it. Yeah. It helps me imagine a little better what might happen. So yeah, then we have a tavern, a park. Now then, every hard-working Viking that has a tavern wants his workshops to be near it. So here, this lower area, I might move it down or further to there. Should have some kind of work area. And I'm gonna split my work areas into craftsman. Yeah, some kind of woodworking shop. Yeah, we would need a foundry, which I do think will have to be quite big if we want to smelt a lot. So we probably have 2 smelters, 2 blast furnaces, 2 kilns, and then a storage area for all the metals that we have. So that probably is a big, and I don't even fully know what's happening in the future. So we kind of would need to future-proof it. And then after this, or even here, we would have a metal workshop. Probably not here, I'll put something else there. So not too far away from our foundry. We should have a metal workshop. Yeah, just to the other side of the street we should put it. So let's imagine that's the path that's going through it. And here we would have our metal workshop. And here we have it. Canvas for your imagination. My imagination is running wild how we're gonna do this, but we have some of the structures mapped out where they're gonna be, and of course our main build, the castle, or my home, will be up there. I need to find a place for Viking Longhouse, or what I kind of want to have is a Viking Longhouse, and what's gonna be here and there. And we have a lot of builds, or a lot of place to put buildings in. So maybe these ones will get bigger, smaller, move from one place to other, somewhat. Yeah, I definitely think this one will be too small, and this one will be kind of also too small, because our tavern will hold the brewing station for our meads, of course. And here we have a lot of upgrade tables and whatnots. Here we have just the big structures as a whole. And here, yeah, upgrade tables and storage. Some storage. Yeah, talking about storage. I'm gonna need various buildings for storage. But before we get to this building and the rest of the area, we will need to finish this one, because this is the main priority now. And before we do that, I have some other stuff to show you. My little plains base. It went through some changes. It's now fixed up. It has a barley production that's able to sustain me with how I play for now, until we venture out to boss fights and mistlands. I built this in the same style as I found this one, with some stairs, because I jokingly put in this windmill up this rock, and it worked. I thought it wouldn't, but it proved itself, and it's working really good. So right now we have a full stack of barley, half a stack of barley being ground up into flour, so that we can make a precious bread. I visited traders and found this beauty. A scythe. And it's really good. Does it work on these ones? Oh, apparently do, sorry. And it really helps out with production of barley. It's an amazing tool. But that's not all. We have more. We have baby Locks. Lockscuff, which doesn't allow to pet me. Hey, dude, play with me. And we have 2 baby Loxes. Guys, you were getting it on. Stoffels. Ooh, way to go. Yeah, and I managed to get Stoffels, the second Lox, to not escape, finally. And that's why I named him Stoffels. I don't know if you have seen the BBC episode about the honey badger Stoffels. Well, this guy pretty much gives the same vibes. And that one, the first logs, I haven't renamed them, so if you have any ideas, put them in the comments. The third and the last thing why we're here is this beauty. I have smelted almost all of the black metal I have collected so far from the raids that we did last episode and random encounters with the fulling. We need to get this back to base so that we can make log saddle. I want to ride these things, which means I have to take the ship from the trader, sail not that far to here, and they'll then sail back and teleport with the log saddle. So I think that's what we're gonna do now. And that's the windmill. Damn, that's a good view. Ship is loaded up with black metal, so we can start sailing and bring these goodies back to where it belongs, and that is in my storages. So let's dump everything that we have into our barrels that still have the silver from the mountains. Oh, what should we build? Oh, we're gonna build some magnificent stuff, but that's later because we need to wait for this fog to clear out so that can continue on the portal room. We need to lay foundations. Well, and for foundation, I'm not really sure what I'm doing. I'm not even sure if I should wait for Mistlands marbles. Well, the idea here is to have it somewhat mysterious. And this dark wood does really fit in. I'm just not sure how much should I put it, because if I use too much it will not be nice. So let's start probably with the normal ones. And we're out of tar. We're out of tar sooner than I was expecting, but I guess this is not the smallest of the builds. I added these ones. I'm not sure if I'm leaving them like this or no, but I think it adds quite a nice detail, at least for now. Yeah, and I added the hallway or entryway from our dark wood. I want to make this a bit more intricate with a bit more details, but it's fine for now. And as we are out of tar, I think we can kill two birds with one stone. And that is... we have this mountain here, and I left the portal here, and we have Yaglut. So that means it's plains here. So it means there will be tar pits and more villages for us to burn. And I'm in search of a golem trophy. So if we find golem, we can kill it. And as we now have access to a better food, we should be fine. Yeah, so... and the other thing is, the Yaglut boss, I still don't know what I will need to sacrifice to him. Oh, yeah, let's make sure we get some tar to finish up the portal room. Oh, and that's plains and that's already Yaglut. Hi. Hi. A warm welcome, I see. Damn, it's massive. It really is. And it's just on the shore. Will this help me or no? Yep. What do I have to do? And his dying soul was split and shared among all his skin. Are you his skin? Just in case, before we go attack the village, we should probably build our armor. Because I collected 60 of Fenrir's gears and I got cultist trophy, leggings, and a coat. And that's what? That's all 3 wearable items. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. We look cool. What do you give for the full set? Set. Fenrir's Blessing. A Fenrir's armor makes you quick on your feet so you can pass through fire and your fists feel power of the beast. Resistant to fire and plus 15 fists. I'm not using fist weapons. Maybe I should try them. Speaking of weapons, we have loads of black metal. I'll probably even make a porcupine. But let's see. Ooh, you're really black. Well, more green. Oh yeah, we're resistant to fire, so the mosquitoes will do damage now. But these magician guys should not. Ow. Oh, the sword is kind of nice. This is still a very poor... Ow! That hurts. Still a very poor village. You do not have anything of value. Well, that village wasn't that successful, but we have plenty of tar pits in our original plains biome. I'm just gonna take my car because I think there is 3 in one place. One tar pit drained. Let's first clear out the village. Oh, it's almost empty. Did you guys kill each other already? Now the big guy. What's there? Ooh. You're new. Why wouldn't you give me a trophy? Ooh, there is another one. Also, what's that? Falling totem. New item. Ah, ancient power of Yagluth. Okay, I understand now. And the third one's done. And the 5th one's done. And after our successful side quest, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stacks only from. So basically it's about a stack from 1 tar pit. It's not great. I'm not terrible though, but it definitely means I'll have to grind them off camera for quite a bit. Well, we finished our side quest and we finished the roof up, which I think it does look quite fine, but it's very empty. So I had another idea and that idea didn't work. So I built this off camera because this build was was giving me quite some problems. But I persevered, and this is what we got. So, as I said, the whole idea for this build is to be kind of mystical. So yeah, blue lights. We have this new garland here, which I think is still kind of buggy. It doesn't snap right, nor does it align, I think, perfectly when you rotate it. At least that's how I saw it when I tried to build it. And I don't think you can destroy it either. Or the... Yeah. I don't think I can highlight it for destroying. So that's one. Still like it though. It probably needs some bug fixes or whatnot. But back to the build. So I finished the whole roof. That took most of the tar that I gathered through the side quest. And yeah, I built these. So I don't know if you can imagine what it's going to be, but it should be looking something similar to a tree roots like mangrove from this black wood that we have. And then inside, I tried to do the same kind of vibe for roots. And for now, I put candles here and some stone. Also, we have stone here. And why it's important is that when we come to Mistlands, I'll have to use the marble. I want to use the marble to change it to black marble. And then in the middle, kind of have a sprawling tree-like structure from that marble. Oh. If we go out, yeah, I want something maybe yay big, yay high, and kind of sprawling as a tree. I'll see if that works. If that doesn't, I'll destroy the floor and put the oak seedling there, because I tried to put it now. And it wasn't growing because there was too little space. So, yeah, and I wasn't bothering to destroy half or maybe more of the roof and the floor here, which is quite empty. I know. I'm gonna put red carpet. I have very little of it. I need to visit dungeons, and this episode is taking quite a long time as it is. But this is the build. I left opening for another door if we need. I'm gonna block it off if with this kind of word the bind if we don't need it. And I put a couple, or not couple, 4 of our portals from our base up there. The ones that I use a bit less, just because as long as we don't have the bridge that's going from somewhere here to there, it's quite tedious to travel by boat, even though I like this part of the build and this one, so they're definitely getting connected. But it's a bit tedious to go there and back again every time we need to use a portal, which I heavily use, which is only 3 there, so that's fine. So yeah, that's the whole build. The roof really kind of went really good and easy for this build. So yeah, and it looks quite nice from here. I may add more kind of root thingies like this. And yeah, just imagine having a big structure sprawling from this. Oh yeah, and a little path coming. I don't know where the stairs will be to this level, but talking about this level, this will be an area dedicated to very important build, which is a Viking Longhouse. And I want kind of big Viking Longhouse for this. So yeah, we can just start mapping it. Oh, and that's the minimal size that I'm thinking of. I might elongate it more to either side of it. Maybe even have it wider, which I'm not sure. It's gonna have a multi-story roof, I think. No second floor, but a multi-story roof like this, and then up, and then for the chimney for the hearts. And I'm gonna put in, because what Viking Longhouse doesn't have a heart in it? You can say it's a heart. Jesus. Well, yeah, so that's the minimal. I think this is gonna wait for, I don't know, few future episodes, because I'm not sure if I want to wait for Ashwood or not, because yeah, Ashlands is one more biome away, so Mistlands, Ashlands, and then upcoming North. Anyway, there is one more build we have to do. And for this gonna clear this out. And that's the framework for our kitchen area. So as you see, the goal for this episode was to lay out functional builds, so place where we can store all the cooking stations, craft and upgrades. One very necessary Viking house, because we need Viking houses, it's a Viking game. A portal room, which we already have. Foundry and smelting area? What am I kidding? I just built this. Smithing area, wood workshop, and meats. I think I'm covering most of the functional kind of areas that we need to have. It looks kind of sparse now, but I think when we start building all the details, walls, pathways, gates, and everything, we're gonna start running out of place quite quickly. And now there is only one thing left, and it sure is to get a saddle on our Stoffels. Hello, buddy. 5. Stoffel is ready to be ridden. Use. Oh. You have 1,000 health. Can I... How do I get you out?
5 minutes later.
Well, and that's it for this episode. Thank you for watching. And if you like what I'm doing, please leave a comment, consider subscribing, and I see you on the next one. Good Stoffels.